Hi everyone, we're going to take a brief detour away from Cardinal Search and our focus on that particular research tool to specifically address a type of resource that you will most definitely need as you are preparing your speeches for Card 102, newspapers. Most professors who teach this class have a requirement somewhere within the course assignments that you should use quality journalistic sources as you are preparing your speeches and gathering evidence and incorporating that evidence into the speeches. The reason why we're stepping away from Cardinal Search is because for whatever reason, news sources just don't show up in an effective manner for you as a researcher. So we are going to diverge, we're going to go away from Cardinal Search and focus specifically on newspaper databases that will get you to the type of articles that you will be required to use for this course. So the easiest way to get there is to visit the Card 102 course guide, which is noctrl.libguides.com/card102. The link right up here in the browser bar. On the Card 102 research guide, we're going to use the second tab in the header options, speech resources. So we'll step away from the intro to research at Osterley Library and move into speech resources. So we'll click on that tab. And in the Finding Articles for a Speech box in the middle of the page, we're going to look for ProQuest Newspapers. That's the database that we'll be focusing on first. And as you can see, I've entered a sample topic for us to use as we search this database, concussions and football. It's a pretty popular speech topic, especially in the fall semesters. Fall sports come to mind, and that seems to be one that strikes interest for a lot of people. So we're going to use that, enter it into the search box, and see the results. On the results page, if you want to focus your search when you're looking at newspaper sources, and most of the time we do, maybe we want to focus on a particular time frame of publication of news sources, or maybe we want to look at a particular publication itself. We have that option. So over here in the Refining Results menu, under Source Type, just so we can refine that list and narrow that list to something that's useful and manageable for us, we're going to choose newspapers from the source type list. And then under publication date, depending on the topic you're working with, you may want to specify a certain date range. Okay, so when I'm specifying the date range, I'm going to choose January of 2019 to the present day, just to give myself a little bit wider range. So I'm using the calendar function in the date choice options here, and then I'm going to click apply because that's what I want to do. Okay, so we specified the date range, we specified the source type. The other option you have when you're looking at ProQuest Newspapers, this is a collection of major United States newspapers. If you know that you want to look at a particular focus, maybe you want to see in the Chicagoland area how the Chicago Tribune is reporting on a topic, you can use the publication title option to select a specific newspaper. Now that we've made our refining selections, we can start to look at the actual results themselves. So if we're looking at these, we can start to look for headlines or little snippets from the news articles themselves that may give us an idea of which article is going to be the most helpful for us. Now that we've made the selections to refine the results in a way that makes sense to us concerning source type and date range, then we can start to look at the results themselves to see which sources actually look the most helpful to us for the topic that we would like to share with our audience. Once you click on the title of the article, it will take you to a full text version of the article, as well as on the right-hand side offer you links to related articles that could potentially be of interest. And that's always nice when you're preparing for a speech and you're not quite sure exactly what you may be looking for in a news source, but you would like to see other options without having to do too much work, right? This is a way to be efficient. So always take a look at the related items column. If you scan through the article, you determine that it looks useful for you, then you have some options up here. I'm just going to slide myself out of the way. As you organize your research, you can save something, download it as a PDF to a flash drive, to your network drive. You can email something to yourself. If you want to print something, you can go right ahead and do so. But you have different organizational options if you would like. The other thing I do want to point out as you are looking at news sources is in ProQuest, you've got the full text, you have the suggested other articles that could be useful, and then you have underneath those related articles the searching with indexing terms. So this is another option you have to help focus your search or alter your search in. This is an option you have to focus or alter your search as your research develops. I always recommend taking a look at the subjects and the terms related to the articles because that can give you more to work with as you're preparing. The other thing I would like to mention in relation to organizing your searches. If you are one of the people who likes to organize their searches by using links and just copying and pasting links into a document or to an email to yourself to return to resources, if you would like the permalink or a stable URL for articles within ProQuest, you need to go to the Details tab next to the Full Text tab where we would see the entirety of the article. So click on that Details tab and we'll get the kind of the article information for this particular source. Down at the bottom, there's a section called Document URL. That is the permalink for this particular resource. That is the stable link that you can copy and paste, put into an email, put into a Word document to be able to return to this article.